Welcome to the tech news. So new update, a creative update. I updated the overlay, which you just saw. This one here is the new one. I added a smiley, and here's the chip coming in, transitioning into the gameplay / whatever video is gonna be played. Those things I do all from scratch. Everything is handcrafted if you want in Blender. And I wanna offer them at some point on a website, but I really have to I don't know. Websites is not my strength. It is just not my strength. I have no clue about websites whatsoever. But this is the idea that I offer that for Twitch streamers and so on. So when I do this in Blender, by the way, this is the Blender scene here. I added a smiley. The smiley is from my other project. I'm gonna show you. Not this one. Although I like him. It's my brother's favorite. It's the moon guy, the throwing up moon guy, because this guy is 3-dimensional, while this one is just 2D. All done in Blender. You can do with Blender a lot of things, but I'm not gonna go into detail on this channel so much. I have a Project Lara Blender channel where I usually explain things when I do stuff. That's the reason why I record here, because I wanna be lazy. Just showing and babbling. Yeah, this is the smiley. I changed the iris a little bit, made them more robot-like. Like here I have my iris thing, and it used to be always kind of like that, but this is too human. Now it's like that, more robot-like. He's coming in, and then he's becoming happy because the chip is coming in, and then here's the transition. So don't save that. I also have some pictures for you. So this is the background. I also want to offer those backgrounds, because I have so many things. And what do I do with that? Let's see. Pictures, wallpaper here. So this is from today. You will notice that here I changed again today the texture of the smiley, because I just duplicated this texture onto this guy here, but it wasn't really fitting so well, so I adjusted this a little bit. So this is a wallpaper, another one. Maybe I'm too fast. Here's GIMP. I played around with some ideas, added some kind of tentacle. I think that might be interesting. I could do that. Changing the smiley into an octopus guy, would be interesting. I maybe do that. When I say maybe, this is never. Maybe is never, basically. Another one, Klaus Gaming, is already old. You kind of saw that already, similar videos. Yeah, you can check out similar videos on this channel where you see those things. I have a better version than that. Made this for a friend of mine called Klaus, which is a very common name in Germany. Klaus and Michael is very common. Lucas not so much, but in Poland it's very popular. Anyhow, so when I do this in Blender, then I'll export them as a video file here, basically. This is the video file. We can maybe check this out in the properties, maybe. Does it show anything? No, it looks fine. It ends as an MOV video, and what you can do, here's OBS, right? This is the video. You can just drag and drop that as a video file and just plays, right? And because it doesn't have a background, it's very clean. It's not the blue screen technique, which is, not a thing anymore. This was a thing when I was young, but it's not. Although still, I think movies still use that for, when you want to put people in front of the camera, then you still need that, but for those kind of things, you wouldn't use that. Anyhow, I want to see this thing in action. I actually did, but I changed my audio setting, and then it wasn't recording, so I have to do this again. I would rather prefer starting Cyberpunk, but it takes forever because it's installed on an HDD instead of Cyberpunk, which I'm kind of I think Cyberpunk fits very well to this overlay. I'm starting here System Shock to show it in action. So So I'm gonna make this here small. the way, I'm using Linux, and I'm solving problems faster meanwhile. I want to say that because, you know, I started Linux, I keep saying a year ago, I don't remember quite well. And when I started out first by trying to understand Linux, it really overwhelmed the shit out of me. And meanwhile, I'm still not knowing what I'm doing, but I can intuitively fix some problems when there's an update and suddenly something doesn't work anymore. So that's something I just want to share. It was a lot of stress. It was super annoying, but it's worth doing it. Believe me, if you're thinking about switching, it's really, really good. It allows you so much freedom, and I don't want to go back into the local account situation, for example. It's crazy. So anyway, let me switch the scene here. So let's say I would play Cyberpunk, you know, and then I would just run around, and here, this is the transition into the video, the new one now. And I want to offer them somewhere, but I don't know where I would do that. I like the room they built here very much. They did a good job on that, although I've noticed something here. They created this object, you know, which is cool, but, you know, there's no space for the foot here. But like, let's say this is a sock. Huh? I've noticed that because, you know, when you model stuff, you kind of look at this thing. But everything else, you know, it's just very, very, very cozy. Nice room. It reminds me of the Fifth Element. Anyway, yeah, so that's what that is. I showed you the pictures, but I want to show them again one more time because I always think I hate this when this thing pops up in this you know, in the recording always. It's not a problem, you know, but I don't like showing it. So I'm gonna always check already in the recording if there's anything I should hide, but it looks fine. So I want to show you the wallpapers again quickly, because the old animation is fine, but this one always bothered me. This is the reason why I changed that. This is just this looks so stretched and weird. It doesn't look like, you know, like a motherboard, and so I switched basically from 2D. The way it works, usually you can generate procedural generate textures. I'm using them as 2D, which I like. If you just have a surface, it just goes in one direction, you know, either flat or horizontal or whatever, and then 2D is usually fine because it saves performance, so I like to use that, but here it caused some weird stretching and it just doesn't look good, and so I changed that or kept working on it because, you know, it's sci-fi stuff and I like sci-fi stuff. Who doesn't? You know, I think I know it's a little bit cliche, a little bit, but there's some truth to it, you know. Usually, man, I know, not everybody, but usually, in my experience at least, from my experience, I can confirm that they like metal. The kitchen is always metal. Everything is steel and metal, you know. And in my experience, again, I know I probably offend someone with that, but in my experience, women, they like wood, which I now like too, you know, so there is something to it. That's right. Wood is living, and if you get used to that, it's actually better than the steel, the cold steel, at least in the kitchen. That is I changed my mind on that. Also, it's less to clean, and it's actually fun working with wood. If you have space, you know, Anyway, so now I'm rambling about things, so I should go, because I said already everything and the rest is just blah, blah, blah. But while I'm rambling anyways, I cannot help myself. Today I saw, you know what, I'm going, bye-bye.